Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post. Woke judge steals $100 billion from Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a big part of Tesla. He isn't just a Twitter guy. He isn't just a SpaceX guy. He made a lot of people a lot of money as the head of Tesla. He had a compensation deal. A lot of CEOs get rich compensation deals. His compensation deal was a pretty extra rich compensation deal, but it was negotiated with the board of directors, which is how you do that sort of thing. And the performance of Tesla has really been amazing for investors who put the money in at the right time. But because this is a country where there is supposed to be a rule of law, even if you make a deal and it's accepted by your investors and it's accepted by your board of directors, somehow if you're sued, you can be subject to judicial review on deals that you did years ago. This is really highly unusual. This judge, who is the same judge that forced Elon Musk to buy Twitter when he didn't want to buy Twitter, that one he probably was supposed to get forced to do because of his contract. It's a little more complicated. This one is a little bit straightforward, though. That same judge who did handle the Twitter case told Elon Musk a couple of years ago that, yeah, you can't get paid $56 billion just to run Tesla. Even though the board of directors accepted it, even though there really wasn't any big complaining about it, she, as a judge, decided she would revise the deal and he'd have to get less money. Highly unusual. And really not fair. He went back to the investors of Tesla, had them do a proxy vote, which is a vote from shareholders, to clearly state that what they wanted was for him to get the compensation package that the board of directors approved. A supermajority of shareholders said, yeah, we want Elon Musk, we're okay with his compensation, just put the deal through. It went back in front of this judge, and this judge said, no, I don't care what the shareholders say. I don't care what the board of directors say. You can't fix this problem. You never should have gotten this kind of compensation. This is a big confusing mess. Elon Musk will ultimately probably win this case on appeal. But for right now, his $56 billion, which is now worth $100 billion because the stock has gone up, has effectively been stolen from him by this woke judge. From the New York Post, Elon Musk's $56 billion Tesla pay package rejected again by Delaware judge. A Delaware judge just ruled that Tesla CEO Elon Musk still is not entitled to receive a $56 billion compensation package despite shareholders of the electric vehicle company voting to reinstate it. The ruling by the judge, Chancellor Kathleen McCormick of Court of Chancery, follows her January decision in 2024 that called the pay package excessive and rescinded it, surprising investors and casting uncertainty over Musk's future at the world's most valuable car maker. And that is kind of why it's a problem, because it's not like you can just pick out a CEO and say, oh, if this CEO doesn't like how much they're being compensated, we'll just get another CEO. Elon Musk really has kept Tesla alive. He is a big factor in Tesla. Yes, he's distracted with other investments and other ventures and things he's doing. But if you're an investor in Tesla and you hold the stock, you're expecting that Tesla comes along with Elon Musk. The entire company really could collapse, at least collapse in value, if he were to say, okay, well, if you're going to not give me my compensation package, I'll just focus on SpaceX or my XAI or Grok or whatever the next thing is that he decides he wants to do. Or he may stay at Tesla but give less attention to it. They certainly do want his creativity and his focus to be on Tesla as much as possible. He understands that this is just literally one judge that's messing with his life and messing with his compensation, but it still ties him up, and it's not what he signed on for. It's not what he got the board of directors to agree to. It's not even what he got the shareholders to agree to. Tesla said in court filings that the judge should recognize a subsequent June vote by its shareholders in favor of the pay package for Musk, the company's driving force who was responsible for many of its advances, and reinstate his compensation. McCormick, the judge, said Tesla's board was not entitled to hit reset to restore Musk's pay package. But were the court to condone the practice of allowing defeated parties to create new facts for the purpose of revising judgments, lawsuits would become interminable, she said in her 101-page opinion. She also said Tesla made multiple material misstatements in its proxy statement regarding the vote. The proxy statement is what was told to shareholders when they decided yes or no they wouldn't vote for this pay package. And they did vote for the pay package, but she says that's not good enough. She continued to say they could not claim the vote was a cure-all to justify restoring Musk's pay. Quote, taken together, the problems with Tesla's arguments pack a powerful punch, she wrote. And I'm laughing because that's kind of idiotic writing. Tesla's shares fell 1.4% in the after-hours trade after the ruling. McCormick, the judge, also ordered Tesla to pay the attorneys who brought the case $345 million, well short of the $6 billion they initially requested. She said the fee could be paid in cash or Tesla stock. The lawyers said, quote, we are pleased with Chancellor McCormick's ruling, which declined Tesla's invitation to inject continued uncertainty into court proceedings, according to their statement from the law firm. The law firm also said it looked forward to defending the court's opinion if Musk and Tesla appealed. They're absolutely going to appeal, and they're absolutely going to win. If she had decided that she would not permit any revision by any statement from the shareholders in a new proxy vote, so if there was going to be any kind of condition on whether or not the will of the shareholders could speak, whether or not there could be a proxy vote, that is how shareholders make decisions. Because, of course, you can't just have shareholders making decisions on compensation directly. They have to have a way to speak. So they speak through voting on a package presented in a proxy vote introduced at a shareholder meeting from the company. There is a mechanism for this kind of thing. It has happened before. The issue here, though, is if the judge had a problem with the proxy vote, or if Elon's attorneys had approached the judge and said, look, we understand what your finding is, but we are going to go back to our shareholders and ask them to vote on what they want my compensation to be. It doesn't look like Elon did that. It doesn't look like they went back to the judge and let the judge know, hey, we're going to go do this, which probably would have helped them on appeal. Because at that point, the judge could have appointed a trustee, some kind of an overseer, to set a standard of this is what you need to do with your proxy statement, and the trustee needs to approve it. If you're going to revise my fact finding, it does get complicated because the judge did make her own fact finding. And what she's mostly objecting to here is saying, look, you can't go and change my fact finding. As a judge, in this situation, it's as if I'm a jury. And what we found was that you were not entitled to this compensation. It does get very complicated, but particularly because this is such a unique situation. This judge had no business interfering with what Elon Musk did with his board of directors, unless there was some extreme number of lawsuits with people screaming fraud. And another issue would be if Elon Musk and his board of directors really were just too closely related, they were too focused on giving Elon a good deal that he didn't deserve, then there'd be some fraud here. There'd be some inappropriate behavior by Elon and by his board of directors. So why would she have not stated that? And this is going to come up in the appeal. If it was so inappropriate, if it wasn't fair or reasonable for Elon and the board of directors to agree on the compensation package that he received, then how is that not some type of criminal fraud, or at least civil fraud? But in following this story, I haven't seen any recommendations from her to refer the matter for any kind of criminal investigation. But if I stole $20 billion from a company, I would think somebody would probably accuse me of doing something wrong. Not just say, oh, no, you should have stole 10 billion, not 20 billion. Musk and Tesla can appeal to the Delaware Supreme Court as soon as McCormick enters a final order, which usually just takes a couple of days. The appeal could take a year to play out. After the January ruling, Tesla shareholders flooded the court with thousands of letters arguing that rescinding Musk's pay increased the possibility he would leave Tesla or develop some products like artificial intelligence at ventures other than Tesla. And he did do that. XAI is not part of Tesla. 25% of his XAI venture was given to his Twitter investors. Attorneys for shareholder Richard Tornetta, who sued in 2018 to challenge Musk's compensation package, had argued that Delaware law does not permit a company to use a ratification vote to essentially overturn the ruling from a trial. McCormick in January found that Musk improperly controlled the 2018 board process to negotiate the pay package. The board had said that Musk deserved the package because he'd hit all the ambitious targets on market value, revenue, and profitability. But the judge criticized Tesla's board as beholden to Musk, saying the compensation plan was proposed by a board whose members had conflicts of interest due to close personal and financial ties to Musk. Though it comes back to common sense, if Musk had collaborated with the board to somehow create a package of compensation for him that wasn't fair, wasn't appropriate, and it's clear on its face that it's not appropriate, what the judge originally called it when she took the compensation away was this. She said his pay package was an unfathomable sum. Okay, well, didn't someone commit a crime? Is that what you're alleging here? Oh no, it's no crime. It's just not good. Let's just make it less. I don't like you, Elon Musk. And that's what he has to deal with. Musk has since reincorporated Tesla outside of Delaware, outside of her state where she would have authority over this, and moved it to Texas. After the January ruling where he first lost his compensation, Musk criticized the judge on his social media platform X and encouraged other companies to follow the lead of Tesla and reincorporate in Texas from Delaware, although it's unclear if any companies did so. The judge in her January ruling called the pay package the biggest compensation plan ever. It was 33 times larger than the next biggest executive compensation package, which was Musk's 2012 pay plan. Okay, but did he have results? Because he's supposed to be creating results for the company. As of Monday, the pay package was worth $101.4 billion, according to a compensation consulting firm. Musk's 2018 pay package gave him stock grants worth about 1% of Tesla's equity each time the company achieved one of 12 tranches of escalating operational and financial goals. So yes, he did earn more stock. He was able to earn more stock through these options, but that was based on results. If he didn't have the results, he wouldn't have gotten the stock. That's how the compensation works. Musk did not receive any guaranteed salary, and Tornetta argued that shareholders were not told exactly how easily the goals would be achieved when they voted on the package. This is though the same judge that forced Elon Musk to buy Twitter. It's hard to believe they would have this kind of relationship. It's also hard to know what comes up next between these two. Maybe they'll fall in love. You never know. But Politico was aware that maybe it wouldn't be such a good idea to force Elon Musk to buy Twitter in the first place. From Politico, why judges might balk at forcing Musk to buy Twitter. This is before he was forced to buy it. The Tesla CEO could be required to buy Twitter. What would that mean for the platform's future? Politico is a political website. They understand they were able to control and push out many narratives and block opposing narratives, pushing political agendas and pushing political ideologies. Why this judge didn't think that through, it's hard to know. The idea here was just to hurt Elon Musk. If he wanted to buy Twitter, that was one thing. But when he tried to back out of buying Twitter, that was another thing. And the idea was force him to do it, force him to pay full price, damage him any way that you can. When Musk pulled out of his deal to buy Twitter, before he was forced to buy it, Angelo Carusone, president of progressive watchdog Media Matters for America, hailed it as a step back from a dark future where the platform acts as a supercharged engine of radicalization. Donald Trump Jr., writing on Truth Social, declared there's zero chance of free thought or speech on Twitter going forward. There was one tech lawyer that understood what was at stake. Quote, forcing Musk to buy something he doesn't want? He's the richest guy in the world. He might just shut it off, said Adam Seif, a lawyer specializing in tech issues at Davis Wright Tremaine. Quote, and that's not necessarily in the public interest. When judges make decisions, part of what they consider is what's good for the larger public. Is this an important transaction? Is this a transaction that we should think about? How does this affect the larger public, the people? It's not just about the parties. It's also about the public. And that was something she clearly didn't consider, because Elon has turned Twitter and X into what helped get Donald Trump elected. From Associated Press, meet the judge who tamed the Musk Twitter deal. A lawyer for billionaire Elon Musk had barely begun speaking during a recent hearing when the Delaware judge presiding over Twitter's lawsuit against Musk abruptly cut her off. Quote, skip the rhetoric and get to the meat, said Judge Kathleen McCormick. The judge's tone that day illuminates the no-nonsense approach she brings as the first woman to lead Delaware's 230-year-old Court of Chancery. The court is America's go-to venue for high-stakes disputes involving some of the world's biggest companies, many of which call Delaware their legal home. And why do large companies that are not based in Delaware want to get incorporated in Delaware so that for legal purposes they are based in Delaware? Because Delaware does deal with these corporate issues in a way that favors the companies, the existing management, the existing board of directors, and they settle issues relatively quickly. They prioritize them. Dealing with issues quickly is important and effective for corporations. They can't have issues floating out there for multiple years without that sometimes interrupting what their plans are and what they're trying to do. Also, Delaware tends to favor the company over outside people attacking the company. But not anymore. Now they've got these ideological judges screwing around, messing up deals. This approach for a court in Delaware to mess around with a corporate CEO and their compensation package, accusing them of wrongdoing by taking away their compensation, but not thinking that taking billions away from shareholders is enough to say, hey, that's criminal, just doesn't make any sense. Silicon Valley and technology people are now starting to say, don't incorporate in Delaware. We don't know what's going to happen there. The lawfare is not just in criminal courts. They will attack high net worth people if they don't support the right politics. And that's exactly what we have going on here. It is important the appeals court resolves this, and it's very likely that they will. You can't have a judge literally sitting in judgment of deals that were made years ago, deciding, well, I think this was fair. I don't think that was fair. If there was wrongdoing, deal with the wrongdoing, but don't create a situation that can't be resolved. It's definitely a massive black mark on doing business in Delaware. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Always love to see your ideas. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another story. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.